Hello and welcome to the Film Pulse Podcast, the official podcast of filmpulse.net. Thank you so much for listening. This is episode number 162. My name is Adam Patterson. With me today we have Kevin Rakestraw. How you doing there, Kevin?
Not too bad.
It's Easter. We're recording this on Easter. Because that's how dedicated we are to you listeners. We don't even want to skip a week, even when it's a holiday.
Do you actually celebrate Easter, though?
I'm going to my cousin's house. My dad's in town, and my aunt. So we're going to have dinner at my cousin's house.
Oh, okay.
That's really the only celebrating we do.
Gotcha.
I mean, we're not a church-going people. It's kind of just
Easter.
an excuse. It's just an excuse to get the family together for a nice little dinner.
There you go.
Gonna head over to Brooklyn.
There you go.
All right, this week we're going to be talking about two crime dramas with the star-studded Cut Bank, which is available on VOD right now, and I think it's playing in select cities. And we also have The Resurrection of a Bastard, which is playing in LA right now, and that'll be on VOD on Tuesday, so you can check that out. We're also going to be talking about some we've been watching, and of course we'll be going over this week's movie predictions, new on video on demand and DVD and Blu-ray releases. Please make sure you check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/filmpulse, and be sure to subscribe for as little as $1 a month. And let's go ahead and just jump right in. Let's dive right in.
Okay, let's do it.
You want to start with Cut Bank?
Let's start with Cut Bank.
All right, we'll start with Cut Bank.
Yeah.
I think I'll kick it off. Cut Bank is directed by Matt Shankman. I have a synopsis here. A young man's life is unraveled after witnessing a murder that he filmed in his rural town of Cut Bank, which is supposedly one of the coldest towns in the country, which is odd because the movie takes place in the summer. So
I know, which makes you like, why is that?
Why keep pointing that out if it takes place in the summer? I don't know.
Oh,
This stars Liam Hemsworth, Billy Bob Thornton, John Malkovich, Oliver Platt, Bruce Dern, Michael Stuhlbarg. Did I miss anybody? Teresa Palmer.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, so I gotta say the poster is really good for this. It's like it's a take on a Norman Rockwell, thing, but it kind of offended me because this movie is really bad. I'm sorry. It's very, very poorly put together. I thought that the character development was fairly atrocious in this movie. These people, we don't really know who they are, what their motivations are, and we don't get to know really any of the characters. There's so many in this. And the whole time I just kept thinking, this is some kind of Coen Brothers ripoff. That's what I felt.
Sure is.
That's what I felt the whole time. This is nothing but a Coen Brothers ripoff.
And you even have Coen Brothers actors in there.
Yeah, you have Billy Bob Thornton and Billy Bob Thornton and Oliver Platt are both in the Fargo TV show.
Okay.
And you have Michael Stuhlbarg, who was it A Simple Man? Is that the name of it?
Serious?
A Serious Man. Sorry, I always get that confused with
confused
the Colin
as well.
Firth one.
Both good movies, though.
Yeah, it came out in the same year, I think. A Serious Man, yeah. So yeah, it's very Coen Brothers-esque.
Oh, it's just generic as shit.
And I thought
let's just get to it.
Yeah, it was really.
Is it like a prerequisite that a lot of these like film debuts, feature debuts, are these small town murders gone wrong, or whatever it is? I mean, how many movies have we seen like this? You know exactly how it's going to play out from the opening shot. As soon as everything goes down, you're like, well, I know where this is going. Great. Let me hunker down for 93 minutes and get into this.
I thought the performances were all pretty bad too, which sucks because it is a great cast in this. I thought that Bruce Dern was okay in it. I thought that Michael Stuhlbarg was probably the best out of all of them. I thought Billy Bob Thornton was pretty bad. I thought that Malkovich was not great. I didn't.
No.
That just.
Oliver
felt like
Platt was kind of funny.
Yeah, but it felt like everybody was just kind of phoning it in.
Yes. Dear God, yes. And Michael Stolbarge, just all I could think of was Stephen Root the entire time.
Yeah. I
It was like he was playing the character from Office Space,
yeah. To me, he was the
but with weapons.
he was basically the Javier Bardem character from what you call it,
Yeah, and
No Country.
when they finally
Once you learn more about him,
and when they reveal what his motivations are, my goodness. Just talk about ridiculousness.
yeah, we wanted that package.
He wants that parcel so bad.
So
It's extremely important to him.
let's talk a little bit more about the plot. So basically, the film starts off with Liam Hemsworth and his girlfriend shooting I guess an audition type video for
Something.
oh, it was it was a Miss Cutbank. It was a beauty pageant, and I guess that's what it was for. Was it? I don't even know.
I don't know either. I'm like I just finished watching this movie and I already forget most of it.
Yeah, I saw it on Friday, so I'm forgetting a lot of it too. I do
struggling.
it sucks. There was a scene with Billy Bob Thornton, and he says a word very.
Yes, he does. What does he say?
He pronounces.
He made me look like an imbecile.
He no, that wasn't the one I was thinking of. He says something else, and it was really the way he pronounces this word. It was ridiculous. Oh, he says he wants to say phonograph, but the way he says it is he says like phonograph or something, and it was just I was like, what? Anyway, yeah. So they witness a murder. They're shooting this audition video out in a field, and they see a mail truck pull up. It's Bruce Dern, and then a man comes up and shoots him. And from that point, so they show the sheriff, who's played by John Malkovich, and from that point, I was like, why is there no investigation happening? Because they make mention of it once, where they go, how's the investigation? And Malkovich is like, it's coming along. But they don't show any investigation. It's like they didn't look at the crime scene. They didn't go to Bruce Dern's house to see what was going on. It felt like the most ramshackle investigation ever.
Yeah, Malkovich talks to like two people,
and then
little question.
And then they bring in Oliver Platt to he's the postal inspector, or what is he?
Yeah, I think it was postal inspector. This is a movie about mail. Keep that in mind.
It is about mail. he's the postal inspector, and he comes in to hand over $100,000 to Liam Hemsworth for capturing this on his video camera. But it's like, what? You're not going to look into it? You're not going to check to see if he faked it? Why is everyone in the country not making fake videos like this? Why is every mailman not faking their own death right now in order to get $100,000? I mean, it's crazy. Like they weren't even going to investigate it or look into it. They're just going to hand this dude over $100,000.
But well, there's one minor stipulation: just gotta see the body, and then you get your money. Which I mean, they didn't think that far ahead. That they'll probably want to see a body.
Yeah.
To prove that someone actually died.
And you would think that they would investigate the crime scene, look for blood or any kind of evidence.
Yeah, no.
But they don't do that. And if you know that it's Bruce Dern that got killed, why wouldn't they immediately go to his house and search his house?
Yes. There's a number of things that's not.
What?
They didn't really do anything. Nothing that they should have done.
And Liam Hemsworth decides to hide Bruce Dern in this work site, and why would he assume that Billy Bob Thornton, who owns the place, is not going to go there?
Yes.
And of course he does, and everything falls apart. It's the most ridiculous plot ever. Nothing works. Nothing's logical about this movie at all.
And we didn't even get into the very ending, which is just a whole nother level of ridiculousness. I don't understand anything that happened in the end there. I mean, I understand it from, like, I can follow along, but I can't understand it making any sense whatsoever. It's just ridiculous. Why? Oh man, I just want to get into that because that's the part that just really threw me over the edge. I mean,
Well,
for the most of it, up until the end, what you're dealing with is just, you've seen this movie so many times before, and it's just generic, and it's a manila folder. Everyone's phoning it in, like you said. There's just nothing really going for it. There's nothing memorable in this movie whatsoever.
no.
And then you get to the end, and that's where they go with it, which just makes the entire thing even worse. You just wasted my fucking time, Cutbank.
Yeah, I watched this with my dad, and at one point, we were probably about 30 minutes in, he just goes, I don't like this movie very much. It's like, I don't either. This is terrible. It's like, nothing makes sense in this movie.
No.
It's a waste of talent, is what it is. It's just a complete waste of talent.
Well, and plus, you have nothing going on cinematically speaking either. Like imagery
Oh, no.
wise, it's just bland. Everything is so bland.
I
And
did like the scene when the one guy got killed with the knife. I thought that was.
that was all right.
I mean, I don't
But
mean.
yeah, I know, but you're
I don't
grasping at
mean as
straws
far
here,
as.
aren't you?
Yeah, I don't mean like visually. I liked the way it looked. I liked the way that they executed that scene. Visually, it's whatever. It's
Yeah,
average.
there's no point to anything that's going on here. Visually, it's bland. Story wise, bland.
And of course,
Predictable.
I totally called it. I said, of course, there's going to be the obligatory dive bar jukebox dance scene, and there we go. And then it came up, and
Yeah, they just stuck to a formula and they just wrote it out. And my God, is it, oh, it's mind-numbing. It is mind-numbing.
yeah,
And the thing
oof,
that surprises me the most is, you know, the on, the coming on credit shit, the production companies, you have to sit through like 40 of them nowadays. And the first one's
A24.
A24. And you're like, oh
Yeah,
shit, here we go.
I
This is
know.
gonna be good.
This is one of the few times that I think A24 dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball every time so far this year. I don't know what happened from last year to this year, but they are just making terrible decisions.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Because, man, this movie is about as exciting as probably the actual Cut Bank Town is.
I'm wondering if the star power enticed them to pick it up. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, me too.
Some
It just,
people apparently like this movie. Ernie reviewed it for the site last year when he saw it at the LA Film Festival, and he gave it a 7 out of 10.
what is wrong with Ernie?
I
What is
don't
wrong,
know.
Ernie? Ernie, what's going
I
on?
guess some people like.
Yeah,
I was trying
yeah.
to figure out something, and I couldn't. Uh, some,
Insanely average films, I guess.
but it wasn't funny. They tried to inject that dark humor that Fargo had, but it did not. None of it landed. None of it worked.
There was only one thing that I thought was funny, and that was Oliver Platt with his cobbler. The fact that he says the best cobbler in the world is found in hospital food courts, and then he just continues to eat cobbler for the entire time.
I don't even remember that. That's just how this. The only thing I remember is him eating a steak and taking one bite and saying, "This is the best steak I've ever had."
Mm-hmm. Oliver Platt's all about food.
And I remember John Malkovich vomiting every time he saw a dead body.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yep.
And
Everything
I
about this movie is terrible.
and I
It's just
remember Michael Stuhlbarg fucks a lot of people up in this movie too.
Yeah. Yep.
And
So
that's pretty much the extent of it.
yeah.
I,
And
I
then there's that whole drawn out sequence towards the end where Stolberg is talking about the
oh
Bears.
god,
What the
that was awful.
what? What does any of this have to do with anything?
When that scene was happening, my dad goes, "I don't even know what he's talking about right now," and I go, "I don't either."
Uh, oh boy.
That was bad. That was pretty heavy-handed.
All of it's bad. It's just bad. Don't watch it.
It was as bad as Stuhlbarg's fingernails.
Oh my God, they were disgusting. Fucking
uh,
disgusting.
all right. Let's go ahead and give this a score. I'm gonna go 3.5 on this one.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with 3.5. Three. No, I'm gonna drop it down to a three. This is ridiculous.
Yep,
You
that's
wanna you
cut
wanna talk
bank.
about the end real quick?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Who cares?
Who gives a shit, right? So they covered up for whatever, God knows what reason. I mean, Liam Hemsworth is responsible for how many deaths and they've never had a murder before. So they're like, hey, we'll help the guy out and covered up for him, give him a second chance. Okay, as ridiculous as that is, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But Billy Bob Thornton,
Gives him money.
you're gonna give him money. Not only
Gives him-
that, you let your daughter leave with him for
Yeah.
his second chance. Are you fucking kidding me?
One thing I did like was how quickly Billy Bob Thornton put it all together. Like he knew what was going on straight away,
Uh,
and I thought that was at least somewhat clever. But yeah,
Yeah, but
why would you do that? Plus, Billy Bob Thornton almost died at the hands of Michael Stuhlbarg,
yes.
and
Or no. He almost died from
he
Dern.
yeah he almost died from Bruce
Which,
Dern.
come on, Bruce Dern is like on the edge of death because of because he doesn't have his inhaler, and he's able to track down Billy Bob Thornton, and almost murder him, even though he's like wheezing to death.
Yeah,
Come on, give me a break. And then, John Malkovich is like, oh, put the vest underneath him, put two in his chest. Like, the coroner's not going to be like, well, these obviously happened after he died.
post-mortem. Yeah.
What? Oh my God.
I can't. Yeah, that I just don't understand how they were like, all right, well, let's just cover everything up, tie it up in a nice little bow.
It doesn't make sense because they don't even like Liam Hemsworth. They don't like the guy. They don't
Yeah,
like Dwayne.
Billy Bob Thornton clearly does not like him.
He hates him.
I think the only reason that he's even tolerating him is because he's dating his daughter, and that's it. It's the only reason he's even bothering with giving him a job and trying to be nice to him.
A perfect time to, sever that tie. Like, hey, how about I just tell the police what happened and my daughter doesn't have to deal with you anymore?
Yeah, and you can go to jail and
Nope.
fuck off.
I'm going to give you money. I'm going to give you a severance pay and let you take my daughter away. Have fun.
Oh my God. What a nightmare this movie was for me. Just a nightmare.
It's terrible.
All right, so that's Cut Bank.
This is directed by a guy that does It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So this is his movie debut, but he's done a shitload of TV. I think he's done almost every episode of It's Always Sunny.
Mm-hmm. And he did Fargo.
39 episodes of that. He did 2 episodes of Fargo.
A couple of The Good Wife, Revenge.
I don't know if it's...
Psych.
Yeah, I did Psych. I don't know if it's necessarily his fault with this movie. It could have been the script.
No, the script's terrible. But I mean, he doesn't really add anything to it.
No. I mean, it might have been a payday for him, too. It might have been him just trying to break out into film. But I'm pretty sure after this, he's going to be right back on the TV side of things.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So that's Cut Bank. Avoid that. Let's move on and talk about one that's coming out this week that I would say do not avoid, and that's The Resurrection of a Bastard.
Can you please say it in the original title?
I knew you were going to ask me. I knew you were going to ask me to do it, and I'm gonna humor you and go ahead and try.
Love it.
Die Wederopstanding van een Klutzak.
Nailed it. That was fantastic, dude.
The Resurrection of a Bastard, directed by Guido van Driel, based on a graphic novel.
Which it looks like he also did.
Which he also did, yeah.
Okay.
Stars York van...
Oh, this is going to be fantastic.
Wageningen. Synopsis says, a criminal starts questioning his violent way of life when he searches for the unknown assailant who almost shot him to death. Kevin, we'll start it with you. What are you thinking of A Resurrection of a Bastard?
Now, this is kind of the same thing as Cutback in the sense that it's a bit generic and it's a bit predictable, and you feel like you've seen it before, but the execution of it is so much better that you actually enjoy yourself while watching it, which is, mostly what you want to happen when you're watching movies.
Yeah,
So this one worked much better, even though you're dealing with, things that you've seen before already.
I would say it's only slightly generic. I think that they throw in enough weirdness in there to make it feel fresh. There were several things I didn't like about this movie. Actually, one giant thing I didn't like about this movie, and that was the whole separate plot line with the refugee guy.
Mm-hmm.
That what? Why? I don't. What was that all about? Why was that even in there at all?
I don't know.
Because
Yes.
every time, because I was into this story, I thought the character of Ronnie, he was just such a dick, and he really was
He
such a
was,
bastard.
oh, he was the worst.
And I like that they start with him being new Ronnie, and then they go back to what he used to be like, and then go back to new Ronnie again. I think if they took out all the refugee stuff, they would have been able to put in more Ronnie, and that's what I want.
You
More
just
Ronnie.
wanted more Ronnie B. I
Yeah,
love that his name was Ronnie B as well.
yeah, and either the new Ronnie or the old Ronnie, I could take
It
more
does,
of
yeah, it
either
doesn't
of
matter.
those.
It doesn't matter what Ronnie you're getting. You just want more Ronnie.
Yeah.
What you're trying to say.
It would have been nice to see more of him after his transformation, his near death experience, to see how much he really did change, because we get a little glimpse of it. Which is also one thing that I liked, is that it wasn't a day and night shift. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is a different person. It was like subtle things. It was just very small things, like when he said that the one guy was his friend. Just very small, slight changes that kind of add up
Yeah.
to a big change in his personality and who he was. And I liked that. I liked how they did all that.
I mean, there's some big changes, like he's not sucking out people's eyeballs anymore.
That is true. He is not sucking out eyeballs.
So that's
And
not
and,
happening.
and and when people get lit on fire, he puts them out.
Yes. Which I thought they were going to do a little bit more with that.
I loved that
His,
scene. It
his
was such
new, his new kind of supernatural powers that he has.
yeah.
But
I thought that
they kind of dropped that. It just
yeah,
happens and then they
that
never
was
come
a
back to it.
that was a really interesting scene though. I loved how they shot that, where it was kind of
Well,
it was
that
like
was
a
the
wide shot.
that was the biggest thing for me. The way this is shot,
Oh, this movie's gorgeous. That was a surprise.
it's fantastic.
That scene, the nightclub scene where everybody's wearing white and they do that overhead shot where they just keep pulling back and back and back. That
Oh,
looked
where
awesome.
it's going out through the roof.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my goodness. Yeah, that was
That
fantastic.
yeah, I love the little town that they go to when they're looking for the guy who shot him. Just the look of that little town.
I know.
Everything about this movie looks fantastic.
You lucky bastards getting to live there.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a real place.
No. No.
Like that's some like fairy tale shit. I can't believe that actually exists somewhere in the world.
I know it's just a little thing, but one of my favorite shots was when he was eating and the camera was fixed outside of the building and you could just see him through the window.
hmm
I don't know why, but I loved how that was framed. I thought it looked so good.
I like the hallucination dream sequences. The way that I thought they were handled really
I
well.
thought
That first
yeah,
one was creepy as shit, where he's in the pool and there's
yeah, and
it's
the guys with the
uh,
aprons. Yeah.
the
I thought that was
blood-soaked aprons just walk straight into the pool.
yeah. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing to add. It's an odd movie. A lot of weird stuff happens in this movie, and I liked that. I liked all that stuff. I didn't again the whole see. There's two parts to this whole movie. There's Ronnie's story, but then there's the story of this refugee. What's his name? Is it
Eduardo.
Eduardo? And his whole story. He's also having There's dream sequences with him too,
With a hand.
which were really creepy, especially the last one when they kind of stayed with it for a while
Yeah.
because it really looked like that hand was coming out of his mouth.
And then it all comes together. Da da da.
Well, it didn't really come together for me.
Well, kind of.
It came together, but not. It came
Not in a
together, but not
substantial,
really.
not in a substantial way, I don't think.
I didn't like. I thought that they were going to do something more with the connection between Ronnie and Eduardo, because there really isn't one until towards the end.
Yeah.
Just loose. There's a loose connection with the kid, but
And I'm not 100. Maybe this is because of ignorance, but I'm not 100% sure with the whole Saint Boniface
yeah,
and the trees, and then they have the little tactile bit at the end about trees. And
yeah.
I
I
didn't
think
really understand how that got into everything.
yeah, I think I missed something with that as well. Either way, I wasn't into it, especially because he was going to light that rat on fire. That was pretty. I was like, no, no, no. That's pretty heinous.
Yeah, that was, and he gets so mad at that little kid for tracing him. Yeah,
He hates that kid. He hates that kid, and he loves cars. And heaven forbid if he loses his mechanic book, because he loses it.
yeah. And there's that whole thing with his dad, but they don't really get into that.
Yeah. I mean, something terrible happened to him. We know that.
Mm-hmm. But we have no idea what it is. It's never really developed. I mean, you enjoy yourself while watching it. There's good performances.
And
The
it's really
direction
dark.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
But when you're done and you kind of think back on it, you're like, you know what? There's not a whole lot going on here. There's not a lot of substance. It's kind of thin, but the
Yeah.
execution of it is, pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So it's got
Yeah.
that going for it.
It definitely has a like a bad lieutenant type of vibe. I didn't see filth, but I imagine that.
That was so much better in Filth. This it felt like a kind of like In Bruges,
Yeah,
but without.
yeah, I could see
Uh,
that because it's the two of them searching, and they're in this new town, and the town's kind of weird, and yeah,
he's kind of changed a little bit. He's softening up.
I just like that most of the movie is wearing that neck brace because he looked ridiculous.
Neck braces always add. It just adds comedy.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
what
in,
it is about neck braces, but
yeah, like in Wild Canaries,
yeah, just put people in neck braces.
neck
It's
braces
always,
all day.
if Cutbank would have had a neck brace, it would have been it's so much better.
Yeah, I
Imagine
think
if every
if
star
everyone,
in Cutbank.
if Billy Bob Thornton, Bruce Dern, Liam Hemsworth, all neck braces.
Yeah,
Neck braces for days. I want to see that.
be fantastic.
Somebody should add that in and recut it.
Recut it with neck braces, please.
Yeah, digitally put in neck braces and cut bank and send it to us. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. It's very dark. This is another one I watched with my dad, and he was just he liked it, but he was just like, "Wow, that was really depressing." And I was like, "Yeah, it's a pretty depressing movie." There's a lot of tough stuff in this when he especially when he attacks the woman. That was pretty.
Yeah, and the way he
That
treats
that
his
was.
girlfriend/wife, whatever.
When he whips her in the face with the towel, or
Oh my goodness.
with the wet washcloth or whatever. I was like, damn, like that hurt me when that happened because it looked like I'm
Asshole.
pretty sure he really did that, and it's just ugh.
It's just rude.
And like
Ronnie's
you said
Ronnie's
earlier,
a rude dude.
yeah,
He's just
Ronnie's a rude dude.
Ronnie B.
Yep. I will say check it out. I do recommend checking it out. I just that the Eduardo stuff just didn't. I really.
It
It
just
really
didn't,
kind
it didn't
of
come together. Just
no.
didn't mix well.
I just wasn't into that. I felt like the whole movie just grinded to a halt when they'd switched to his story.
Plus,
I did think that I did like how they tend to the fields and weed the fields. That was really weird. I've never seen that before, where they all lay on the back of the tractor.
that actually looks like I would actually like to do that job.
Yeah, it seems kind of fun.
It seems therapeutic. I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move to that place. I'm gonna get a job, tending fields, just laying down.
And that bed and breakfast or wherever they stayed was really nice too.
The whole town
The
was nice.
the kitchen alone of that B&B was ooh,
Yeah,
it was like 11 burners on that stove. It was
it's kind of
incredible.
kind of ridiculous for that little hotel.
Yeah. All right, so that's the resurrection of a bastard. I'm gonna go ahead and give this. Or you score it first since I did cut
I'm gonna
back
give it
and
a
forth.
6.5.
I'm also gonna give it a 6.
You dick.
God damn it! I think people are thinking that we're in collusion or something, but we're not. I'd say check it out. It's gonna be on VOD on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. So you can still do a review,
Gotcha.
dingus.
I've heard the word dingus. uh,
Let's go ahead and move on to some of what we've been watching. For those of you tuning in on the video portion, welcome. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Let's start it off with you, Kevin. What have you been watching this week?
oh man, I started off with anime, Perfect Blue.
Hey, I just saw this for the first time pretty recently, too.
Oh yeah? Are you gonna be talking about it? Should we just discuss it together? Like
No,
a little
because
tandem discussion? Oh, you just don't want to talk about it? Make me
no,
do it?
well, you can talk about. I can chime in,
You're son of a
but
bitch.
it's
Yeah.
been long enough so that I forget most of what happens. So,
Unbelievable.
or a lot of what happens.
Why did it never come up in what you've been watching?
It did.
You
I
need.
talked to.
Oh, you did? It did?
Yeah, we talked about it on the show. And you go, I've been meaning to watch this.
Oh,
It was a while ago.
I don't remember that at all. I gotta say this was pretty unsettling. It's pretty creepy. It's a bit dated from 1997. Some of the internet stuff that's going on in here. It's also kind of funny when they're first setting up her computer for her, and she her manager's helping her out, and she literally goes through two steps to show her how to get to the internet. And Mima, who's the main character, former pop idol turned actress, just loses it. Just she can't handle it. Two steps. Oh my God. And she just has like a complete breakdown, which I just thought was hilarious. It's two steps to get to the internet. Chill out, Mima. But the two things really took this over the edge for me. Number one is the score, whatever it is, just the vocalizations layering. I don't know what the hell these people are doing, but they're just making weird noises, and it's just creepy as can be.
Hmm.
And then she's kind of being haunted by these, what she thinks are hallucinations, or are they, is it reality, is it not? Her pop idol self from the past. And the fact that this version of her just kind of like floats around and skips and hops. I don't know why, but that just creeped me out because you also have that voices layering happen at the same time. Just made it unbelievably creepy because she's just so happy and chipper and f***ing around, but at the same time it's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it even more terrifying because she's so jovial. I creep me out. But there's a portion of this movie where for me it just got a bit too repetitive, where the whole blurring the lines of reality and dream and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and it just sort of gets stuck in a K-hole where just the same thing just keeps happening over and over and over again. It reminded me of what the hell was that terrible De Palma movie from like a couple years ago?
Oh, was it Passion?
Yeah, it was like that section of Passion where the same thing just kept happening. I
Yeah.
don't I don't know why, but that shit just irritates me. But take that out because there was some creepy imagery in there. And the only other thing that really bothered me was the ending. It was so ridiculous. But overall, this is pretty fantastic anime. I can't wait to watch more of these. This Satoshi Kon, which I'm sure is not how you pronounce his name, but
Sounds
whatever.
close. I saw this.
Whatever.
I saw this back in June of 2014.
Okay,
F1.
you're making it sound like it was just like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, well, it was more than 2 weeks ago, but
Liar.
sadly, I forgot almost everything about this movie. I remember that she had a stalker, and I remember liking the animation a lot, and I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
Letterboxd.
her stalker's creepy as can be, Mr. Me
Yeah.
Mania. And the violence in this movie really got me, which usually doesn't happen with animes.
Yeah, I do remember it being kind of a tough to watch at some parts.
I highly recommend it.
This week is a really light week for me because I've been seeing a lot of Tribeca stuff, and
Gotcha.
I can't talk about any of them until they come out. So stay tuned for that in like a week or so. I can talk about I think I can talk about The Deadlands, which is coming out in a couple weeks, I think. And this is basically about Maori warriors in New Zealand.
Yes. I'm pretty
It's dir-
excited for this.
it's directed by Toa Frazier, and it stars the kid from Boy, but
Yes.
he's all grown up.
How
It
old is
kind
he
of
now? Like, what
I
is
don't
he, like a 20 something teenager? What's going on?
I don't know. I think in the movie he plays maybe I don't know. I don't think they ever say his age, but he's maybe 16 or 17.
Okay.
So basically, this is a revenge movie set way back in the tribal days of New Zealand, where the kid from Boy, his whole family and his entire tribe is murdered by another tribe, and he decides to take revenge. And the other tribe is they're heading back to their homeland, and they decide to take a shortcut through what's called the Deadlands, and it's supposedly inhabited by a monster that kills people, and they avoid the Deadlands. But this guy's like, come on, it's gonna like shave off a bunch of days from our trip, let's just go through it. And turns out that there's this kind of rogue tribal guy there, and he kills anybody that comes into the land. He was part of another tribe that was killed off, and he's just crazy. He's just like a crazy monster. At any rate, he sees the boy following them into his land, and he kind of takes the boy under his wing and trains him.
Mm-hmm.
And the two of them go seek revenge on these guys. Very violent. I've seen it described as, what was it, Apocalypto meets Kill Bill or something like that.
Oh boy.
And
That's a lot of violence.
Yeah, yeah. It is very violent, not overly violent, not Kill Bill violent or anything like that, but the weapons that the Maori warriors used are very brutal. They use that, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but it kind of looks like one of those paddleball paddles. You know the wooden paddles that have the rubber band with the rubber ball at the end?
Uh-huh.
It looks like one of those, but it's made out of ivory or jade, and they just
Two
just
extremely different things.
Well, they
I
make them.
I hope since our time on the video portion it's just a picture of a paddleball game.
It is,
Is that all you're gonna?
but it's gonna be. But they make them either out of ivory or jade.
Okay.
They make them out of both. It's not.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not trying to say that it's either one or the other. They make them out of ivory and sometimes jade.
Okay, gotcha.
Anyway,
So it's just a paddle. You have to explain this now. You started and I'm confused.
yes, it's like a paddle.
Okay.
It looks exactly like one of those paddleball things
Well, how is that brutal?
because
What do they do with it?
they beat people with it. They just smack you with it
Oh,
in
okay.
the face, and they crush your skull with it.
Good lord.
But they're blunt. Like they're not sharp, but they seem to be kind of sharp around the edges, so that they're sharp enough that they could probably slit your throat with it.
Mm-hmm. Or
There's a
just
lot
crush
of
it.
yeah. There's a lot of throat crushing, skull crushing.
Is there a ball attached to it?
No,
Okay.
no ball. People getting speared. There's a lot of spears. There's a really cool scene where the two guys on the cover, the main kid from Boy, and then his trainer guy are dodging the bad guys are throwing spears at them, and they're from this fort that they're held up in, and they have to dodge these spears. And it's a fun movie, but the problem that I had is that it's got a really weird voice to it. The music is kind of like electronic and synthy, so it doesn't necessarily match the backdrop of this movie. And also the camera work is odd. They do the quick zoom ins. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. It was fun, and it is very brutal. So that's the Deadlands.
Deadlands. I'm looking forward to that one.
It is coming out Friday the 17th,
Yeah, all
and
right.
that'll be in theaters and on VOD.
I watched World of Tomorrow, the newest Don Hertzfeldt short film.
I saw it too, actually.
Did you actually see World of Tomorrow? What do you
Yeah,
think?
well, you sent
Because,
me a note, and you were like, "I read in World of Tomorrow," and I rented it the same night you did. So,
gotcha. Now, what did you think? I mean,
okay,
are
all
you
right, I'm gonna
familiar
give
with
you.
Don Hertzfeldt? Are you a fan? Because he seems like the. It seems like everyone just loves Don Hertzfeldt.
I'm gonna give you my honest opinion about this whole World of Tomorrow thing because I think I liked it. Let me just get that out of the way. I liked it a lot. I thought that it was a wonderful little short, but I saw on Letterboxd, and the reason that I rented this, I got an email saying that this was going to be released, and I saw the trailer, and I was interested, but I don't know, I wasn't gonna bother with it until I saw the reviews on Letterboxd. And out of all the movies that I've seen on Letterboxd, this one is crazy when you see the rate. It's just straight up fives almost.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
nothing but masterpiece, masterpiece,
yeah,
masterpiece.
it
That's what I
like
mean. Like
it
people,
crushed me. It left me in tears. It's the best short film I've ever seen. It's the best animated film I've ever seen. I mean, I was like, wow, okay, high expectations on this one.
to me, I was kind of disappointed because, and I think it was the same thing as you. I got my expectations up a little too
Yeah, I
high
think
because everyone 5 stars, like you said, and it's masterpiece, and oh my God, and how is he able to do this in only 17 minutes? And oh my goodness, it's the greatest thing you're ever gonna see. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna be blown away. And I just found it to be kind of mostly funny. There was one poignant moment to the entire proceedings. The Her little comment about how she occasionally will sit in a chair and feel really bad,
yeah,
which I thought was simple yet highly, highly effective. But this is his first digital animated film, which it's very basic. They're just stick figures. And I don't know if this transition to digital, I think his animation style just loses some of its charm.
it
Because
felt like a
the animation to me was just, I found it boring.
it felt like one of those Flash animated videos that used to be on Newgrounds. Remember
Yeah,
Newgrounds?
it does nothing going on visually for me.
No,
I didn't enjoy any of the visuals.
no, it wasn't about the visuals
It could just be a
for
radio
me.
play. I just wanted to hear the little girl talk because I thought she was hilarious. Her, what do you think of my cars? And just
Yeah,
the stupid shit that she would say, which was hilarious.
yeah. I'd say it's still worth checking out. It's only 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's
And
four
I
bucks.
do,
$4 to rent on Vimeo. I'm not sure that I don't know. I'm not sure that I'd pay $4 for it again. But
the only thing that I do like about Vimeo is $4 for 30-day rental.
yeah.
That's pretty nice. You can watch this sucker every day, 30 days if you want. Maybe 3 times a day, 2 times. Make
A
up your
lot
own
of
schedule.
a lot of people on Letterbox are saying that they're watching this multiple times. So
I watched it twice, and halfway through the second time it really lost a lot of its luster. Like the first time through I just thought it was really funny because of the little girl and the things that she would say and how she's not really paying attention, but the second time through I did like the first letter from the cube.
mm,
I thought that was funny. But I was disappointed. Gotta say, disappointed.
I liked it. I just wasn't blown away like everyone else seems to be.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm missing something. I don't know.
I saw. Let's see. I think there's only one other one that I can even mention. Going Clear,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the Alex Gibney Scientology documentary. The full title is Going Clear: Scientology in the Prison of Belief. Not a lot to say about this as far as the documentary itself. I have plenty to say about the content. It's funny to see the Church of Scientology is like really attacking him on this movie. Like they're going full force at him and everyone in this movie, which is funny. I mean, they expected it. I read an interview with Alex Gibney, and he said like HBO knew that this was going to happen. They were prepared. They made sure that all their ducks were in a row and everything before
Yeah.
releasing it. And it's just, I knew very little about Scientology. And after seeing this movie, I still know very little about Scientology. But it's funny because in the movie, they talk about you have to basically be in the church for many, many years and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to even begin to understand what their whole philosophy is.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's how it's designed. You know, it's basically just a money making machine that is in the guise of a religion so that they can avoid to pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because a lot of this movie doesn't just explore what Scientology is and the terrible things that they do, but it also kind of looks at how people can be bamboozled into joining the Church of Scientology and how easy it is for people to kind of be manipulated when they're looking for something, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought that was one of the more interesting aspects of the film. Have you seen this yet?
I have not seen this yet.
I highly recommend it. I'm a big fan of Alex Gibney. I know that some people don't like his documentaries because I don't know why. Do you like Alex Gibney's
I don't know if
stuff?
I've ever seen an Alex Gibney documentary.
Oh,
I don't.
you have. Oh, okay.
I don't think I have. Let me check real quick. I'm gonna look into this a little bit here.
He did We Steal Secrets, the story of WikiLeaks. He did the Armstrong Lie. He did that Enron documentary. He did Taxi to the Dark Side, Freakonomics.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these. I've seen nothing by Alex Gibney.
Well, I think Going Clear is a good place to start.
I'm kind of disappointed though, because the main reason I wanted to watch that is because, much like you, I know absolutely nothing about Scientology.
Well, let me tell you this. You learn about how awful it is and what they do to people, the physical and mental torment they put people through. They essentially hold people prisoner. They have a building that an entire floor is dedicated to basically keeping you prisoner.
Okay.
And it's crazy what they're doing because you essentially work for free. You don't get paid. You get paid 50 cents an hour to work there.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. This
Wow.
whole Scientology is the most fucked up thing. And they do this thing called auditing where they have an auditor and it's almost like a therapy session where they talk about basically your life and they get all this stuff, but the thing is they record everything. They write down everything, and that's how they kind of trick these celebrities to be involved, because they end up writing down all this personal stuff about these celebrities, and then they hold it over their head in order to keep them in the church. But the movie does talk about Tom Cruise and John Travolta and how the church specifically targets celebrities.
Yeah. Is that for? I'm guessing for more money
Yeah, it's
and
more
to make
money.
it and to legitimize it a little bit.
It legitimizes it. It gets them more money, and it helps them recruit more people. Because when they have a big, what better spokesperson than Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
One of the biggest celebrities on the planet. They interview Paul Haggis a lot. The director, Paul Haggis,
Yeah.
who was big into Scientology, which I had no idea. That was really interesting. And he just got out of the church in like 2009. So,
Huh.
and he was pretty far into it.
Okay.
So, at any rate, this is available now on HBO Go. It's, again, called Going Clear, Scientology and the Prison of Belief. And that's all I got. Kevin, what do you got?
I have two more real quick. Well, three. Real quick. Stinking Heaven, the new one from Nathan Silver. I have a review up on the website, so I'm not really going to talk about that one. You can just check it out there, but it has not come out yet, and man, I hope it does at some point. It's something. It's a good example of good American indie filmmaking, not like Cut Bank and stuff, or all the wilderness and all that shit.
Well, I liked Uncertain Terms. We reviewed that on
This
a
is
previous
it's
episode.
okay. So what it is just real quick, just to give you a heads up of what it is a group of people living in a they're all former addicts living in this like sober living home that they kind of threw together themselves. It's like a commune. It takes place in the 90s, and they use a news camera from that time period. So it just looks like it's almost like a documentary, like someone's just filming these people, and it's essentially just them rehearsing the movie. Like they have a rough outline of what they're doing, but they pretty much just improvise everything,
Hmm.
and it's fantastic.
Well, I am on board.
And I another indie that I watched is Ding-A-Ling-Less.
Okay.
Ding-A-Ling-Less. This is an early owner Tuchel movie from 2001 about a guy that doesn't have a penis.
Ding-a-ling. I'm gonna be seeing his new movie, Applesauce.
Yeah,
Tribeca.
I can't wait to see Applesauce. This also has early Robert Longstreet, which those were the two main reasons that I saw this movie. Um, and I gotta say, this is much better than it has any fucking right to be. Because alls it is, if have you ever seen the first season of Upright Citizens Brigade?
Yeah.
The very final episode was called Little Donnie's Foundation, which was just a whole episode devoted to an infomercial about a kid with a disability, which was that he had a ridiculously long penis.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
it got
I remember.
stuck, it would get stuck in his bike chain, and all sorts of things would happen. And they said that, their goal was just to have a 30-minute long dick joke and have it be on TV. Well, just think of Tuchel's movie as a full-length movie as just a dick joke. That's all it is. It's just dick joke after dick joke for the entire time. And they come up with so many different ways of talking about the penis. It's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. There's, they have a whole section because his best friend is Robert Longstreet, who's a womanizer, and he tells them all about the penis and how great it is, and he's about to get one. He's gonna have surgery. He needs to find a donor. Jack Peterson's life is gonna be so much better because he's finally gonna have a penis of his own, and he's so excited about it. And they're at a playground, and they're running around on the jungle gym and everything, and it's so ridiculously sappy and sentimental. And the character Jack Peterson's just keeps asking Longstreet to tell him things about the penis, and he's like, tell me something romantic about the penis," and it just plays out like this ridiculous sentimental film, but they're talking about penises. It's I can't believe it was as good as it is. I mean, it's not fantastic, but like I said, it's much better than it has any right to be.
And that's Ding-a-Ling-Less. How did you see this?
I got this on Netflix, which
Nice.
I was lucky that they had it because I was looking on Amazon, and apparently the DVD's like out of print now. So everything on Amazon is like $80
That
for the
sucks.
DVD. So get it on Netflix. I'm sure there's only one. I just sent it back, so you'll get it at some point. And then the only other thing I saw was It Follows.
Oh boy.
Got to see that yesterday, which again, good execution. Execution, good. The actual narrative and its developments, boring as shit.
I didn't. I disagree.
Well, fucking bring it then. It's just people walking. Like, okay, the first couple times it was creepy. The people are creepy and they walk and okay, they're coming. All right,
Well, the
gotcha.
one
It's
pisses
creepy.
on the floor. She pees on the floor,
Give me a
dude.
break. Peeing on the floor is not creepy. Fuck. Just ripping off shit. Just fucking
Well,
run too. You're gonna stand there and what? Just stand and watch her the whole day duration of her piss? Get the fuck out of the house. Come on.
she was frozen in fear. I liked how you would always see them in the background, even during scenes where they're just sitting around having a chat. You would always just see that person back there, and you would never really know if it was just a random person or if it was actually the creature. I liked that.
I did like that, but after a while, it's just the same thing. It's just a person walking really slowly towards you. Like, how
I didn't.
hard is it to fend off against that? Like, can you add something, please?
Well, I thought that one thing that they added was the fact that it was able to interact with other people that couldn't see it. Like, I thought that that was a cool twist.
I did
Where
like that. That little scene was fantastic where
where they're at the
her hair,
beach.
yeah, her hair comes
That
up.
was awesome, yeah. And it knocks the dude like 10 feet.
But then they're just, I mean, they are just playing fast and loose with handguns like a bunch of fucking idiots.
Oh, yeah, when he shoots her.
He's just fucking shooting everywhere. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know that it doesn't do anything. Stop shooting. It doesn't stop it. And then, of course, they know that things are following them. But do they pay attention ever? No, they just sit there. Just sit there. They're not aware of their surroundings. My head would be on a goddamn swivel. I mean, it is now, and I don't even have things following me.
Well, that being said, sure, anybody could, you could say, well, they should have done this, they should have done that, but you have to admit that they were smarter in this movie than in normal horror movies.
I'll give them a little bit of that. They were a bit smarter. Not much,
And
but a bit.
like I said when I saw this a couple weeks ago, one thing that was big for me is the fact that the characters, I liked the characters. I don't know how you felt about them, but
Yeah,
actually,
no,
I
I did.
thought that they were likable people. And to me, that goes a long way in horror movies because normally they make them so unrealistic, and they always make characters in horror movies caricatures of teenagers or 20-somethings. And I like that they felt like actual, teenagers in this movie.
They were likable. I'll give them that. And the score is fantastic. I mean, there was a couple times where it's a bit obnoxious, and
I
I
loved
don't,
it.
and I don't know why they're playing. There's a couple times where they're playing and nothing's happening,
Yeah,
and I'm just like, why are you doing this? But the entire opening I thought was fantastic, and which really got me excited because for a while there you don't get to see it, and I
yeah,
thought, man, this is gonna be different. Like it's a horror movie where we don't see what's actually happening. But then they kind of got rid of that. I
yeah.
thought that was going to be interesting, but just the rules of it and the followers and everything, just none of it made sense, and he didn't develop it at all.
Well, I think that maybe it was a situation where it was designed to maybe spark some conversation because you're right in that not everything is explained about how this creature works or what it is or where it came from. All we know is what that guy said. You have to have sex with someone and pass it along to them, but that's just what he heard from someone else. Like that's not necessarily exactly how it's going to work.
True, but then you see what happens to the kid across the street, which, okay, if that's all that happens when the follower finally gets to you, what the hell happened to the woman from the very beginning?
Right,
Because that doesn't make any sense.
that was somebody else, I guess. Maybe that dude, the guy who gave it to the main girl, maybe that other girl was his previous partner, and then it came back to him. Because apparently, if it kills you, it comes down the line.
hmm But I mean, what happened to her and what happened to, what was his name, Gary?
Yeah.
That shit just doesn't link up.
Oh.
Doesn't link up.
Maybe it kills you in different ways.
Maybe, I guess.
It likes to switch it up. It's a sadistic. It's a shape shifting thing. So maybe depending on what form it takes, it
Plus,
kills you in different ways.
Who's gonna run away in high heels? Come on, you
I
gotta
don't
be a
know.
little bit smarter than that.
16 or 17-year-old girl
Run around.
has no
She's
idea
in
what's
like she's
going
like in
on.
her pajamas. She's in her pajamas and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw high heels on real quick. Run from this follower." I don't know. It just became repetitive. It's just people walking.
I liked it. I
It's
thought it
crazy. I
was,
thought it was perfect for a short film. If this thing was like 15 minutes long, goddamn, it would have been awesome. But stretched out, jeez, boy, oh boy.
I was a big fan. I think it was. I'm loving the batch of horror movies, indie horror movies that we're getting this year because I think that we've had some really really good ones with this and Spring and Backcountry, and I think Cub is coming out this year at some point.
It's coming out at some point. Yeah, there's some good stuff coming out. But then there was just also the forced ambiguity of things, and then for some reason they're all of a sudden they're discussing the city. I don't know what the hell that ties in with. I don't know if they were trying to make some sort of statement there, which it just failed miserably.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
When they're walking to the pool and they're talking about like, oh, we were never
Oh
allowed to
yeah,
go. And I'm just like, what? Now you're trying to make some comment about the inner city? Like
yeah, and how's
the
yeah.
fuck? What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I just
What do you
nah.
think of the end? What
What
do you
do
think of the ending?
the ending? That was actually I'm glad you said that because I would have forgotten. But I saw this in a theater and surprisingly a large number of people in there. I was quite surprised. And I was hoping that it would end there because I knew that it was just gonna piss everyone off. And when it finally, when it, you know, the title pops up,
Yeah.
oh my God, you should have heard
How many
everyone.
people go? Oh,
You, like the whole fucking theater. And I just sat there, just like a silent fist pump, like, yes. I like the ending so much just because of the fact that it pissed off a shit ton of people.
yeah. I like
I
that.
loved it. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but I loved it. But also, why is Jay's family have so many TVs? Fucking TVs everywhere.
And
TVs
they're all.
outside by the pool. There's TVs stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, that
There's
was
fucking
interesting.
TVs everywhere.
And they're all old TVs too. They're all the old like CRT tube TVs, which I thought was kind of
Which I did.
interesting.
I thought that was kind of interesting because you have no idea when this is taking place because there's no cell phones.
Yeah, and the one friend has that weird ebook thing with
Yeah,
the clamshell ebook
and you
thing.
don't know if it's back in that time or if she's just a hipster because she does look like a hipster.
Yeah.
I did. My favorite part was that the ridiculously tall follower when he just slinks into the room.
Yes.
Oh my God, that guy was. Uh,
Yeah.
uh.
Well, either way, I highly recommend It Follows. As far as horror movies go, top notch. Probably one of the best. It probably will be the best horror movie of the year, I
God,
think.
I hope not. That's fucking terrible.
The movie was terrible, or the fact that it's the
If it turns out to be the best horror movie of the year, that's disappointing.
well, I disagree.
It's like a light, very light recommend.
So this had a really interesting release schedule.
See,
There's like articles written about this. I don't know if you saw, but a lot of people are writing articles about how they handled the release of this movie. So
oh, the people writing their think pieces,
yeah, so it had a very
think pieces and hot takes.
well. It's I don't
Boy,
know if it's a think piece necessarily, but it's just how this movie came out. It was kind of different.
I gotta
So
say that the release of this movie kind of pisses me off too.
well, it was really confusing for someone who writes about movies and does what we do. It was a little bit confusing because
They just kept pushing it back last minute. It's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna watch It Follows this weekend, and then like, oh no, by the way, we're not gonna let you watch it.
yeah,
It's like you fucking dick. I had it planned out.
so it had a limited release, and they were planning on putting it out on VOD either the same week. It was either supposed to be day and I swear it was supposed to be day and date.
It was.
According to the publicist, they said that it
Oh,
didn't
they
have a plan.
fucking lied.
So
Because then I checked after it was first pushed back. I checked and it said that it was coming out March 31st on VOD, which
yeah,
didn't happen.
yeah, it got pushed back to the 27th, I think, initially, and then it got pushed back again, and then finally, because it was doing so good in theaters, they ended up scrapping the VOD thing completely and putting it out wide. It's a wide release. You can see It Follows wherever you are because it's in like 3,000 or 4,000 screens right now. So that's pretty crazy.
It was kind of weird seeing the radius,
Yeah.
whatever those are. What are those called? I don't know what they bumpers, whatever the ads.
Yeah, I guess
What
we'll
are the
say.
production, whatever it is. It was kind of odd seeing that on a big screen.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not used to this.
Yeah, so I think it's great. I think it's great that small. I mean, I would say that is a small indie film, and
Oh yeah.
it kind of pulled a Paranormal Activity. Really, it was way more successful than they expected, and it ended up getting a wide release. So that's great. It Follows playing in theaters now.
I gotta say the trailers before I saw that, that's because I think it was the new Terminator movie, the new Avengers movie, a bunch of other popcorn, big budget summer blockbuster shits. God damn, they're all the same. I've never been so bored by trailers in my life.
Well, that's probably going to be a conversation for another episode, but I'm so excited for Mad Max. That's like my number one movie.
I had
Another trailer for that came out earlier
I
this week. Oh,
shush it. I had a guy at work trying to talk to me about it. I haven't seen anything, and I'm not gonna see anything.
go
You know,
cold.
I'm going cold. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
They announced this week that there's going to be 4 of them.
What?
It's gonna be a 4-movie series.
Oh Jesus.
Hey, you know what? I am perfectly fine with that as long as the quality is up there and they don't do any of that.
You think they're gonna sustain that over 4? Come on now.
I don't know. 3 is pushing it. 4 seems a little overkill to me, but who knows? Right now, the only thing that I really hope for with the first one is that they don't do something where it feels like an unfinished movie, where like when you have some of the Harry Potters and all
where
that stuff.
The first one is just nothing but a build up. It's essentially just an ad for the second one.
Yeah, and they basically cut the movie off in the middle of a scene, like they did with the second to last Hobbit movie. To me, that's inexcusable. Like, do not put out an unfinished product. Yeah. Your movie should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Don't do that.
But no, that's what they do now. They take the beginning, middle, and end and turn them into 3 movies, and they just draw them out.
Yeah, that drives me crazy.
That's what that's irritating.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about some predictions. Last week, the only one that we predicted was Furious 7. Now, I said 72 on that. You said 64. Actual 82.
All right.
82. So, I haven't seen that yet. I do plan on seeing it at some point. We have a review for that up on the site. Ernie gave it a 6.5. So, been hearing good things. I heard that it's just nonstop fun and craziness. So next week we have Ex Machina.
Oh my!
I heard a lot of good things about this one.
Yeah, I'm getting excited for this one.
At first, I was like, we've seen this before. I mean, how many movies have we seen about intelligent robots that are trying to be human?
What, like iBot? iBot?
Yeah, iRobot.
No, I call it iBot.
Okay,
iBot with Will Smith.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of movies like that, but I think this movie may end up being different than that. I think that it's going to be more than just an intelligent robot. Actually, there was one that I saw pretty recently called it's called The Machine or something. There's very similar, whereas a female robot that was very human-like. Anyway, what are you thinking on this one?
I'm gonna say 84.
That's a good one. That's a good pick. I'll say 82 on that.
All my picks are good picks. Come on.
Longest Ride is the next one. That's a Nicholas Sparks.
Oh god.
These come out every year now. We're getting these every single year. Sometimes twice a year, it seems.
Oh, jeez.
This one's about I think it's about a bull rider.
Is he going? He's going for the longest ride.
He is.
He's going to try and stay on that bull as long as possible. And he probably gets caught up into it a bit too much, and he loses focus of the woman that loves him. Oh man, Alan Alda's in it.
Well, I don't think that's going to save this movie. I'm gonna say 12 on that one.
I'm gonna say 2. He's God. A former champion bull rider.
Oh, former.
Oh, he's making it look a comeback.
Oh,
wait, what the fuck? Okay. It's a love affair between Luke, former champion bull rider looking for a comeback, and Sophia, a college student who's looking to embark upon her dream job in New York City's art world. How the fuck do those come together? How are they even in the same area?
Fate brought them together, Kevin.
Jeez.
I want one of these Nicholas Sparks movies to come out and it's a same-sex couple. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
I know.
Because isn't Nicholas Sparks kind of a dick?
I have no idea.
I think he's actually he's really old-fashioned or something. He's just an asshole.
Basically,
this is just hearsay. I'm just making shit up, but I think that I'm right.
Well, I mean, all his movies are basically the exact same movie. Just replace Bull Rider with another occupation. It's
right.
basically the same thing. And limited release next week, we have Clouds of Sils Maria.
What? Didn't that already come out like 3 times?
No, apparently not.
How many times is this movie going to come out?
You wrote a review for that one a long time ago.
I know.
Back in December, so read that if you like. Desert Dancer. That movie looks ridiculous to me.
Why is
Dior and I, which is a documentary about Dior. We'll have a review for that one up. We saw that. Dial a Prayer. It's a comedy.
Sounds like it.
I saw a trailer and it didn't look nearly as bad as what the title suggests. I don't know if we'll be covering that one or not. The House Across the Street. I'm not sure what that one is. Kill Me 3 Times. That's the Simon Pegg one where he plays a hitman.
No, thank you.
Lost River, the Ryan Gosling directed.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I heard that one's not too good. I'm curious to check it out. Maybe we'll review that next week.
Watch a train wreck.
It looks.
This is what I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a train wreck.
Afraid that you may be correct about that. And Candlestick, which is I think it's like a murder mystery.
Is it a Clue remake?
No. I don't think so. I think it's like a Hitchcock.
Someone needs to get back. Needs to come back with a new Clue. Let's update Clue.
I agree.
A new Clue movie. Fucking love Clue.
I think more movies should do what Clue did, where at the end when the killer's revealed, you have different versions of the movie play at different theaters. I like that. I like that idea where there's different endings to the movie. So what you saw may be different than what someone else saw.
It's genius.
Next week on...
Oh, wait, there's one thing that I wanted to add.
Okay.
Because apparently this is finally coming out, and it's called About Ellie, and the director of Separation. Oh, boy. Check that out. That is a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a fantastic movie.
So I think that's coming out at a weird time. It's
like, isn't it coming out on like a Monday or Wednesday or something?
Yeah, it's coming out at a very odd time. So,
but yeah, Asghar Farhadi. This is a fantastic movie. I forget when it's actually from. It's I think it's like his second film. But man, it's good. I highly recommend that one.
All right, so check that out. That's About Ellie. Next week on Video On Demand, we have 5 to 7, Lost River, The Sisterhood of Night, and Dial a Prayer.
Okay. All right.
Not a great week next week. Next week on DVD and Blu-ray, we have Happy Valley. That's the Penn State documentary. Home Sweet Hell, which I don't know about that movie, but I don't know if you saw the cover for that. That's the one with Patrick Wilson and
Home
Sweet Hell with Katherine Heigl and Patrick Wilson. And
I love his face.
It's just the most ridiculous cover.
Look at his face. Oh my god. Oh, Lord have mercy. That is hilarious.
We also have The Immigrant, which you saw. Is that a recommend for you?
No, that's not a recommend. A lot of people love it, but not me.
Killers. That's the Mo Brothers. I'm gonna say no on that one.
No. If it was shorter, maybe.
Yeah, there's just something about that movie rubbed me the wrong way. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it was.
It's gonna take too much of your time. You got stuff to do, people. You guys got things to do.
A Most Violent Year, which I would like to call a most underrated movie, because it was one of my favorites of last year, and it didn't get any kind of recognition at all, and I don't understand why. Because it's great.
Okay.
The Voices.
All right.
Yeah, that one, it's okay. Not horrible.
Yeah.
It's one with Ryan Reynolds. And that's all I got. So, very light week on the Blu-ray front.
Fantastic.
And there are no criterions.
There are no criterions.
All right. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for the week. Please send us your questions to podcastfilmpulse.net. Follow us on Twitter at FilmPulseNet, at FilmPulseKevin, And take a look at our Patreon page at patreon.com/filmpulse and consider subscribing for as little as $1 a month. For Kevin Rakestraw, my name is Adam Patterson, and we will see you on Thursday. It'll be probably late Thursday, maybe even Friday, for Ryan Watches a Movie. Style movie. I'm not getting that.
You want to get that?
No, I'm not getting it. I think it was they buzzed my neighbor too, so it's probably just somebody trying to get in the building to murder everyone.